Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cooking a la Quarantine. I'm Jason, and today we're going to cook with beer. That's right, beer. Glorious beer. Now, in all seriousness, this is one recipe that I've been scared to death to try. As we all know, Harris Robinette Beef sponsors the show, and does anybody have any idea what in the hell this is? For those of you that are culinary experts, that, my friends, is oxtail, which thank God it's cut up like that, because I think if it was a long snake-looking thing, I don't know. But anyway, this has become the culinary masterpiece, and you have to think of it this way. You know, the ox only has one tail, so I got to do this right. So, Inez Ribistello, who owns On the Square down in Tarboro, and Tarboro Brewing in Tarboro West. I, I said, Inez, what in the hell do I do? You know, with oxtails, and you know, oxtail soup and pepper pot soup and all this other stuff. And she's like, I got it. Can you use beer? Yeah. Can you use beer in cooking? Sure. Would it be okay if I gave you some beer to use? You bet your ass. So, this calls for one can of hope. Okay? And this is what I really like about this. It's a collaboration. I mean, everybody always jokes about Vanilla Ice, about collaborate and listen. That's exactly what these guys did. You have 3 different breweries working together to make this stuff. So, one for them and one for me. Now, just so I don't knock any of this stuff over, this is our Toadfish beer koozie, and she's right there. It's not moving. So here's what we've got. We've got the oxtails. We've got some onions. We've got some vampire repellent. We've got some beef broth. We've got some more hope. We've got some bay leaves. We've got some butter. We've got some rosemary. And we've got some tomato paste. We've got some red potatoes. And you know what? I'm even going to sneak in a carrot. My wife hates carrots, but I'll make sure they're nice and big so she can pick them out like a 12-year-old. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to meet you over there, and I'm going to braise these oxtails, because what it says is, sorry, I'm using the wrong culinary words. It's sear. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get that hot, and I'm going to sear it. And then I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to add our vampire repellent, our free-range keto onions, and I'm going to saute it. And then I'm going to add one of these lovely beers. And while we're adding this beer, and we add the beef stock, the tomato paste, the rosemary, the bay leaves, I don't have pink peppercorns. I'm sorry. So I've got this medley. I think there's something. No, it's red. Damn it. All right, so anyway, we're going to add that. We're going to bring the heat up. We're going to boil and cover. And we're going to cook this bastard for 3 hours. And we're going to get it done right. And then I'm going to serve it. I'm going to add, with 30 minutes left, I'm going to throw in some red potatoes and some carrots. And we're going to serve it. All right. I'll meet you over there. All right, so here's what we've got. We've got our onions, our keto free-range organic onions. and our vampire repellent. I'm going to saute these down, and then we're going to add all of our other stuff, and we'll be right back. I kind of felt like Scotty in Star Trek because we were trying to get this to go, and Stacy's like, it's got to get hotter. And I said, I'm giving it all she's got. So I've got it on the big jet engine here, and we're going to braise it. And Stacy reminded me that our isosceles triangle has 6 sides, so I got to make sure that I cover everything. Rectangular prism. That's okay, I took geometry 2 years in a row. This recipe is not for the faint of heart, but we have beer, so relax. We'll be right back. All right, so now we're putting the oxtail back in. And you know what? It really doesn't look bad. It looks like beef ribs myself. I mean, should have seen the look on Stacy's face when I said we're doing oxtail today. So, you know, and thanks to our sponsors at Harris Robinette and On the Square and Tarboro Brewing for this lovely show. All right, now, the best part of the entire show. This isn't for drinking. This is for cooking. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Then we're going to add our stock. You know, it was funny when I was getting ready to do this. I said, Stacy, where's Big Green? And she's like, I didn't know you followed Michigan. State. And actually, I don't know anything about sports, but I will say this. The University of Michigan has helped out my nephew, so now he can see again. So hats off to them. And those guys are the blue guys, blue and gold. And my buddy Adam Lepley follows them all the time. So I'm going to add some peppercorns here. Add a little rosemary. I didn't have any fresh. I will. I'm going to show you guys how to do a garden. And we're going to crank this up because I'm going to go grab some salt. And I'm going to go grab my beer, so I'll be right back. So this is what I like about this canned koozie. If I'm knocking it around, I mean, it comes off if you lift it up, but if you sit it down, I mean, it's, you know. So if I'm cooking and I knock it over, so be it. But what I like about this beer, not only is it tasty, it's local, and it's a collaboration. So let's collaborate and listen. We'll be back in 2.5 hours. All right, so folks, this has got to be one of the most difficult things I've cooked yet. Number one, it's an oxtail, and there's only one tail per ox. Unless you live in 3 Mile Island, here in Pennsylvania, and they might have two or three. Hell, I don't know. But the whole point is this animal, is sacrificed, so you might as well try to do something good with it. So here's what I've got. I've got Inez Ribostello's Hopeful Oxtails. Now what I did was I used this beer, which, look, this has got to be the most colorful beer can I've ever seen. But it talks about hope, and that's a good thing. And it talks about collaboration. And there's nothing better than Vanilla Ice going collaborate and listen. There's a lot of thought into that one, believe it or not. So here's what we've got. We've got some potatoes, we've got some carrots, we've got some Hope beer, we've got some oxtails here, which, honest to God, I was scared to death to cook with these things. So let's give it a shot. Honestly, I'm not saying this because Patrick gave it to me. That is the most flavorful piece of beef I think I've ever had. I can't believe the back end of a cow gives us such flavor. With beer, no less. Beef and beer. How can we get any better? So, let's try these potatoes. And like I said, I cut up the carrots real big because my wife likes to pull them out like a 12-year-old. So, honest to God, this is like a flavorful roast. I'm not afraid to no roast, so yeah, they're cooked carrots. Not really my favorite, but I'm not going to whine and cry about it. Now, folks, challenge yourself in the kitchen. Collaborate and listen. But remember, be kind, be excellent to each other, and I'll catch you soon. Have a great day.